the title.
Factors I've ever rode, the Yamaha, when you ride an R6, you ride an R. I feel this Yamaha, possibly, because they're down on horsepower, possibly it is a bit of a surprise for him.
Last time out, had technical issues here, and of course Fabio. But it looks like that is the way he has approached it this year. Says he loves.
So there's something nice about that, and I think that's why he's enjoyed it so much more this year, because
I feel will be a threat this weekend. I think Austin confirmed, which ran me at third in the championship. Then actually, 4 manufacturers lining up with a shot at the title.
Yeah.
Battled Alex Rins and got beat actually.
And I think the win in Austin for me actually cemented that his fitness is for him, and I think actually in the rain this weekend it'll be a bit of a leveler, but I think
you had that technical problem in inverted commas. He's
a team player, he was going to help out, and yeah, he's made those intentions clear. So I think yeah, Jack,
to the point, the rain levels on track, the risk for me outweighs.
Use the torque and the anti-wheelie effect of those wings. They've got good electronic strategies.
Now, very different conditions. We do expect dry on Sunday.
Just for fun in the afternoons with the VR46 Academy. So this racetrack suits him.
December. And he said, first lap out of the garage, I'd go for it. And every time I went out
cold. And the Michelin tyres don't give you the feedback of, if you've rode with a road end. So we've seen it on the lap before where Pecco had the rear tyre moving on the exit of that bike as well. So he's out there putting the hard yards in here, so he's prepared for also and load that front tyre, which you do a little bit smoother and softer in the rain conditions. So I don't expect him to act
what it was about 5 minutes ago.
He's got a lot of confidence there. I get
a good feeling for it, but there is thought that there'll be rain this afternoon.
Comfortable with the bike skating, and look at Pecco there, similar. He was just comfortable with the bike on the move.
Fabio Quartararo heading back out onto the racetrack, so as one title contender.
What's up, Frankie? Obviously, you change quite a lot of things on the bike when the track is like super wet like this. Each track has a different grip level, so it sort of depends what you need on each
grip track, way the tires react. So obviously the first thing is your carbon brake cover. So there's quite a lot that you do want to do. In an ideal world, you probably want to shorten the chain length as well. But for the riders, when they end up on a full wet weekend, they always do end up dialing everything and getting these bikes working really.
Miller with two, Marquez with two are the closest challengers in the win column.
The designed to do, but you can just watch as he was entering. That's always the worry in the wet when you're in.
The Suzuki, also you can just see how I'm just pushing it up to the edge of the yeah, Fabio Quartararo, last victorious back at Silverstone.
That airflow down the side of the machine, and then that carbon deflector just keeping it off the rear tyre. So obviously maybe the best rain tyre I've ever used. You can literally ride it as if it's a dry track. You can put your elbow down.
The Constructors World Championship, I was having a good look at that before the start of the weekend, as the Ducati factory team from the Monster Energy Yamaha factory team.
So it has been a strange scenario for the Yamaha factory team, and still in there for that.
Water away from the tyre as possible.
Yeah, thanks for that.
He's actually binned off the carbon fibre swing arm, so that was always Frank binned off. Well, binned off it. He's ever had machinery that's at the top level. So yeah, look forward to his 2020.
You feel like the Honda stagnated for the last 2 or 3 years. You feel the same for Suzuki actually.
Like Frankie in the old bike, and then having that 2020 machine, and they just put the best parts from the two. Position of the engine inside the frame massively shifted towards the rear. A bit of a go riding off the corner, but yeah, that was one of those where it just skates around. So like
into making that. There's a lot of spray out there. Luca Marini was in the wake of Styria, in fact, when he was 6th in that race there. So
potential every single weekend.
I know they're factory bikes and they get the same. They get factory support.
Chassis guys behind the scenes that you don't actually see in the pit box, working in the Ducati truck, working back at Pramac team now, and the Tech 2 team winning races. So it is yeah, definitely.
Zarco goes to the top of the timesheets, was struggling to get past Alex Rins.
Pushing slightly past the limit, so yeah, always no matter how the speed of the guy, always obviously unlocking that potential. So it's hard for the
association,
and that's not going to happen. So, and I do agree. I think sectors, but spinning it up on the curbs there, such confidence, such commitment.
Next season. But for now, there's really nothing to lose, and that's the bright attitude, isn't it? Still talk of rain, and then it's supposed to brighten up. But this time of year, it's quite has gone down. I could just see that in the corner of my eye, in the top of the screen. And
that's most likely on braking down in there where he's ended up, I would imagine. Ooh. So when their bike's still upright like that, you do take a fair impact on your strong impact into the ground.
Tell you what, I will say one thing. That was
use that airbag system. It has completely minimised those. We still get the odd shoulder injury with
fail safe and so on and so forth. Yeah, they always talk about the collarbone being the oak tree sat in the middle of that corner on the inside there, and that's where Pecco's gone down. About to put it right in amongst the Ducatis at the front. Yeah, he goes third, second place. Quarter of the the knife edge is that bit wider.
Yeah.
Where, you know, in a wet. Yeah,
He's
that's
not-
a stunning lap right to the end, isn't it?
He's better from that.
You remember the wet session we had here? It was FP2 last time we came a month ago, on top of the session on that occasion. Faster than everybody else. It was cold. It wasn't.